Let's get it. Let's get it.
What is up, everybody, and welcome into the pregame lounge. You guys know what we needed after that last game? Right, 2 days off in Christmas. That's what we needed. If it was just 2 days off in like Wednesday, I think you would have called in sick. He would have been late.
I would have called in COVID.
I would have been here because I'm always here.
Yeah, Harrison.
I was definitely. I was showed up on time, but right on time.
Right on time. But I'm telling you, man, we had Christmas. You know, was it a good Christmas for everybody? Okay, let's start over here.
I had a great Christmas. What about you, Dev?
It was a really good Christmas for me this year.
Yeah.
No, I'm telling you, all these holidays now, I get to do them with kids. 5 and 6 year olds. It's just it's the best. I'm telling you, holidays it's not for everybody. I'm not trying to push children on everybody. I'm just saying,
1 day a year, it's great.
1 day a year, it's great. Actually, 2 days, Halloween and Christmas.
Wow,
and then,
sick. You know what? Honestly, my niece and nephew were at Christmas, and I was like, "Oh, do you guys want to? I'll take you to a movie. What movie do you want to go to?" They were like, "Sing 2."
Did you go see it?
No, I was like,
I saw a movie on Christmas.
I was like, I can't. I made too big of a thing out of it.
Really? You're like, that's hilarious.
No, I didn't see Spider-Man. No.
I hear it's great, by the way. I hear
sure
it
it's
too,
great.
and I
I'm
think
sure
it's got a
number one.
97 rating on Rotten Tomatoes, which even for a kids movie, that's like really high.
Oh, that's insane.
Okay, I'm sure it's great.
I saw The King's Man.
Oh,
Yeah.
How was that? I like those movies.
It was good. Kingsman's pretty sick. I like it.
What's it?
Yeah.
They had Samuel Jackson. He was himself. It was kind of crazy. In the last one, he just had like a New York hat with
King's
a list.
Man was good.
It was good.
Quality film.
Well, sweet. I'm glad that we're all refreshed and ready for the Nuggets.
I've been refreshed, bro. I did watch the Broncos all day. I have already been drunk, and I'm back. I'm now re-sobered.
Well, we're going to have to cleanse the palate of that Broncos game here. We are presented, as always, by Lightshade Dispensary. You guys know about them. 11 locations, soon to be 12, all the way around Denver. You make them your home dispensary. It's like you're going to DNVR when you go there. We're going to talk about the Christmas game takeaways. I have some thoughts. I wanted to be online during. I only have the games on them, but usually I like to watch them. I corner my eye these ones, other than the Suns Warriors, because they were so bad. But I have some takes, and I'm going to fire them off. Michael Beasley, Jamal Crawford, even J.R. Smith, the OGs, the veterans, they're all lobbying for a job. Denver's so shorthanded. Should we? Michael Beasley? Is it time to start the Michael Beasley era in Denver? We're going to ask about that. Dev's going to make us some money, but first, game notes tonight. Nuggets in Los Angeles to take on the Clippers at Crypto.com Arena, the home of the 0-1 Los Angeles Lakers.
So sad, dude. Do you remember the days of the Staples Center?
Dude, such a great corporate sponsor, man. You can't believe
The top
it.
corporate sponsor.
Should we be holding a vigil to Staples Center like everyone is?
I love how much we talk shit about this. All right, go ahead, Harrison. What game notes do we have?
The big news of the night, Aaron Gordon's not playing tonight.
Yeah, what the hell?
It seemed like he was trending towards playing, listed as probable today, this afternoon. He's not playing tonight with that hamstring soreness. So that's a big loss, obviously.
Hamstring scary, man. Hamstring scary.
JaMychal Green is expected to play.
Okay.
I love the enthusiasm.
That's definitely news.
It's his old team. It's his old team.
It is his old team. Clippers fans love JaMychal Green.
We formerly loved JaMychal Green.
Yeah.
Like, if he can play like he did last game more consistently.
Yoke loves him, so I love him, but
That's
I don't trust him.
Michael Malone was talking about the loss to Charlotte from Thursday. He was highlighting some of the issues that he saw when he looked back on the film. 1 assist for the Nuggets in the fourth quarter.
Oh, my God.
1 assist. Too much ISO. He thinks that affected Denver's defense. And then Malone said, it was a collapse, obviously. The blame should really be placed on my shoulders as a head coach. And I got a lot of people in my replies saying, oh, finally Michael Malone takes blame for a loss. Guys, he takes blame for almost every loss that's out there. So this is nothing new. But as you noted, D-Line, when we were ramping up for the show, we were onto this Thursday. So we were ahead of the game on assigning blame.
Yeah, no problem, Michael Malone. We got you on this one. We blamed you for a full segment.
Usually this blame game is cathartic. It wasn't even cathartic.
No,
we were just mad.
Yeah, you know what it was? It was just sort of like screaming at the ocean, trying to fight it back.
Yeah, that's
just
true.
like, you ocean, like, why?
Yeah.
Why?
But at least he heard it, so it's not like screaming at the ocean.
That's
the
right.
ocean
The
responded
oceans, they were like, my bad. good.
What do you think? Do you think Malone, maybe he he opens up Twitter, everybody's blaming him. He goes on Reddit. He's like hopping on the comment section of the DNVR show. You think that's what happened?
100%. I think definitely Michael Malone is this Ray Vaughn.
He's like, let's see what Ray was saying in the comments tonight.
What else we got?
The other thing I've got from Malone pregame, talking about former Nugget Isaiah Hartenstein. Guys, listen to this quote. He called him a professional, not only in his work ethic, but being a student of the game. He said when Hartenstein was in Denver, he was always asking questions. He was very curious. And Malone said
what
that
could I do to get on your
no
good side?
surprise to him that he's coming to here, to LA, and had the impact that he's had. He does exactly what you tell him to do. He understands his role. He embraces his role.
I mean, I'm just going to roll my eyes. I don't care. Thanks, Malone, but come on.
I kind of care because, he only talks about certain guys, some guys. So, what made him want to speak about Hartenstein of all the people? They've been playing against other former players. He didn't say anything when they just played against, Plumlee or anything like that. So, for him to go after Hartenstein, that meant something, I feel like.
Yeah. You're a Hartenstein guy. I'm not as much.
Well, yeah. I'm a Hartenstein guy. I am a Hartenstein guy.
I'm a heart and soul guy.
And that
I'm a
I think he is one of the 30 best centers in the NBA. He's probably somewhere around 25 to 30. For me personally, that's where I am. But yes, that does make me a Hartenstein guy, in that I think the guy can pass, he can rebound. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, this is my greatest take. He would be a $10 million a year player if he got some tattoos, shaved the sideburns, and started walking without a hunch.
If he transformed into Chris Anderson,
a lot of yes, this is what I'm saying. When you think about archetypes, he's a backup center. When you think of it, you want toughness, you want hustle, you want a little crazy. And he has a hunch. He has side. He just looks the opposite of all of those things. But he plays that way. He actually plays with hustle.
But then he also would have to have a thing like Birdman did the flapping.
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
He'd have to be the
all heart.
He'd be
all heart. Yeah, Hartenstein, hard rock. Yeah, I'm telling you,
he'd block it.
His celebration is just like this.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, "Oh, he's the heart of the city."
Oh man, I'll be pissed. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Become an agent, man. This is really it. Don't you feel like you could save guys' career with a little advice?
I know I could.
Sideburns.
I know I could. Yeah.
Where is this sideburns rank on bad hair? It's pretty bad.
It's pretty bad. You know what it is though? It's just not paying attention. He's just sort of just allowed it to happen and let the world pass by.
He's too focused on his game.
Yeah.
He needs to focus a little bit more on his appearance, obviously.
Yeah. Such a great
Too
take.
focused on basketball.
Okay.
The last thing I've got from the Nuggets, we got starters. It's not Vlatko Čančar stepping into the starting lineup. It's Austin Rivers starting. The Nuggets are going small, probably to match up with the Clippers going small. Monte Morris, Austin Rivers, Will Barton, Jeff Green, Nikola Jokic.
All right.
Are starting for Denver.
Try it out. The league's going smaller. Let's see. I mean, I don't blame Vlatko Čančar for this last law. In fact, he was a 0, I think, or something on the last one.
The last note I've got is Michael Malone said they didn't travel with all their injured guys to LA. So Jamal Murray, obviously Michael Porter, Bull's still out with COVID or health and safety protocols. All those guys are not traveling on this trip. Jamal's been traveling on mostly every trip, I feel like.
It's like LA. They're just don't. We're not going to California.
With this short 2-game trip, the Clippers and then the Warriors on Tuesday, they're not going to have Jamal Murray's sideline presence for.
I wonder, honestly, with the new protocols and testing and all this, if that becomes more the norm. If you're out,
I would think,
just don't go on road
Well,
trips.
That's the other thing, because now we're testing every day.
Right.
Even vaccinated players.
I half expected there to be a bunch more, not necessarily Nuggets, but just more people on the health and safety protocols you start testing today. But alas, thank God, not the case. This is the title of the show today, guys. Is this a must-win game? Is this a must-win? You don't usually have must-win games in December, but I got to say, the vibes are different. They're different right now. Dev, where do you go?
I say yes, not even because of how the season has been going. I think it's more so they just let Charlotte come back from a 17-point deficit in which the game was won. Vibes have already been down. If you go in and lose to this team that has their best player is who is their best player for tonight? Like I asked that before.
No, he's out.
He's not playing.
He's out.
You would think. By the way,
really,
this show
so
talks about
Thank
him.
God, by the way, because honestly, if this was a nothing to lose game and he was out there, like I just know he's putting up like 25 points on that bench.
Yeah,
I would like to see
He's
him-
J. Michael Green. He's putting up 25 and 15.
I would
on
like
him.
to see him play well for one time.
Who?
Isaiah Hartenstein.
You've seen him play well.
You haven't watched a lot of Clippers games, I guess.
Clearly not.
So Eric Bledsoe becomes their best player. Maybe. I don't know. I really don't know who their player will be. So if you lose a game with how the season's been going at a pivotal point where you need to turn the season around, I don't know how you like kickstart your season with this type of loss. You already had a couple of losses that should have put you on the right track where you look back and say,
right.
you know,
That's the
we
thing.
have to turn things around. You can't have it be this Clipper team that really like finally makes you get it. You've already had them. So I think this is a must-win game. I think that they have to play well. I think that they have to bounce back, and there's no other team besides this. On the flip side, I also think that this is not really a good team that you're going against. So if you don't get the win, it's time to panic. So it's a must-win. It's a must-win game.
Shit, man. This is a big game.
Eric, coming up, so they just lost 2 in a row,
Yeah.
and then they have the Warriors back-to-back, who are probably the league's best team right
No
now.
Draymond Green, though, probably.
This is not a must-win game because it's still too early in the season, but the vibes crave this game. This is a must-win game
For
for,
the vibes.
The vibes. The vibes are
That's a great way to put it.
absolutely down. They are down bad. They are getting kicked and kicked and kicked some more. We knew we were going to go through rough times. When you're in the middle of rough times, you always wonder, will they ever end? Will these rough times ever end?
So true.
They will end. But, I mean, I certainly hope that even if they win this game, it's not like, yeah, we're back. You know, it's like,
You're back to 500.
well, I mean, that's going to be the story.
Yeah.
So, no, most definitely not a must win, but in a sense, you know, kind of.
A wise man named Nikola Jokic once said something that was translated in Google Translate to mean there are 2 boxes given to you. One says happiness, the other sadness. And inside each it says, this too will pass.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what you're saying.
He said that.
That's what I always say.
I mean,
Whenever
if you
according
think
to Google
about it,
Translate.
everything in life passes eventually.
yes, everything
That's
in
what
life
he
does
said.
Even
pass.
life itself.
Everything in life passes. Every time that I'm having a good time, I turn to my friends. I'm like, this too shall pass.
Yeah.
But that's what he says. Like, he's basically saying,
It's
ride
true.
the sea
Great
of life.
philosophers of our time.
You have to
right?
ride
Jokic,
the
Eric
waves
Weedham.
of the sea of life. It's
Yeah.
been
Yeah.
explained to us very clearly by Ariana, the good witch of the West, that we are going to be beaten and battered by the waves of life. We must simply ride them. That's where we are. It's not a must win, but the vibes crave them.
You know, it's not because it's December 26th and the Nuggets are 6th in the West somehow, in the worst Western Conference of the last decade. So because of that, it's not a must-win. But, man, the Clippers are without their top 3 scorers tonight. Paul George, Reggie Jackson, and Marcus Morris. They're without their top 4 scorers if you count Kawhi Leonard. This is a bad Clippers team that they're facing, but it really just feels like a must-win.
Yeah.
It feels like they need this one so badly.
I
So
know,
badly.
but they don't. They really don't.
Another philosopher, Carl Anthony Towns, once said, you don't realize how easy it is for 3 losses to turn into 15 in a row. Like, you just start sliding and your team just loses a hold of the rope.
Yeah.
I don't think Denver is necessarily at risk of that. But I do think they're 1 game below 500 with a chance to become 500 again.
Yeah.
And like at some point, you just need to like get your footing and go. Whereas if you get like 3-4 games, then you need a 4-game winning streak just to get back to 500, and
Yep.
it sucks. So I'll go ahead and say it is a must-win.
Okay.
It is a must-win. I'm going to go ahead and score it. It's
Drama
not
queens over here.
It's not really, but I'm going to say it is.
It's for the vibes. For the
It
vibes
is
and the
for
vibes alone,
It's
dude.
for our personal vibes. I'm
Dude,
telling
my
you.
personal vibes need this win. This is a must win for Eric Weedham personally on the vibes level.
And we're the drama queens.
Thank you, Dev. Moving on now, guys. I don't know if you guys watched any basketball on Christmas. The games were actually better than I expected. Some of them, not all of them. 2 of them, I guess I would say, were better than I expected. Do you have any big takeaways from this one? Here's one thing I'll say. Denver was the 5 seed a week ago. They lost 2 games they absolutely shouldn't have. They've moved all the way down to the 6th seed. Now, like everybody. So,
Everyone's bad.
yeah, Harrison, I'll start with you this time. Do you have any sweeping takeaways after watching Christmas?
Full disclosure, I didn't watch any Christmas Day games, but let me guess. The Warriors and Suns looked really good. The Lakers looked really bad.
That's definitely true. Yes, absolutely.
The only thing, because I did watch the highlights of the Warriors-Suns game, or just the last 5 minutes, there's such a big gap, I feel like, between the Warriors and the Suns. Maybe you can throw the Jazz into that group, although I think they're a step lower.
Yeah, they are.
But if you're just talking about the Warriors and Suns compared to the rest of the Western Conference, not including the Jazz, there's such a wide gap.
Yeah.
There's two really, really elite teams right now in the West, and then just a bunch of pretty average teams. That's my biggest
I would say
takeaway.
below average.
There's a ton of separation.
That's why this
there.
is not a must-win.
Yeah. You're right. If they lose, they're just like
team. Oh, you're another one of these beat-up teams that is missing everybody, that's bemoaning about health and safety protocols,
right.
players being out. It's misery. We're in hell.
Yeah.
One thing that I had already knew, but I think it solidified itself on Christmas. I'm a Giannis fan. I truly am.
Yeah.
And he's starting to become he was always the
so
good
dope.
guy,
He
but
so
he's
good in
now
that
starting
game,
to become not a villain, but just confident on top of it. He's trash talking.
This was the difference between last year and this year.
Yeah, he's dunking on everybody. He really does not care. Everyone else around him is getting better. That Bucks team, they have no quit in them. And also there was things that happened throughout the game. I think it was Hubie Brown that actually said it. There was a point that Giannis is clapping for the ball, begging for the ball, and he didn't get it.
Right.
And he just went and cut down the baseline.
You're right. Yep.
He cut down the baseline for an and one finish. And that's just different with other superstars. Yeah. They're pissed off when they don't get it when they want it. And also it worked out for them. So I'm really starting to become a Bucks fan. And also we got to see Vogt's team, the Celtics, really just implode on national television. Too. That was awesome. It really was crazy. I seen it coming from 10 down.
Tatum was really good down the stretch though, right?
No, absolutely.
Oh, he wasn't.
Horrible.
Oh, wow.
He was horrible.
Vogt's wishing he was on. He just watched these, wishing he was on the show right now.
I'm dismayed that Otto Porter ended up with the Warriors. It's unfortunate for the league as a whole. And
there's one thing, though. He has been banged up for 4 straight years, and if he comes to Denver, 100% chance he's out for the year right now.
Yeah. I mean, that's just
200%.
200% chance.
He would not play in more than 15 games.
His odds of playing 35 games in a season were so low, and here he is playing 35 minutes a game.
And he's killing it, and then Clay's going to come back, and we're just wasting our time. Let's just fast forward to next season, shall we?
This is actually my take, and it's not that we're wasting our time. That's not that. But it is that Warriors and Suns team, they are in playoff form. The way those teams execute, and it's not, when I say execute, it's not run the play. It's just the way they read the court in real time, defensively and offensively. I watch them and I go, the Nuggets at their best are on their level from a read and react standpoint for 5 minutes at a time, or maybe sometimes 2 quarters at a time. And those teams just live there, and watching them, you're like, that's playoff basketball in December.
Right.
That's so crazy that they're already here.
To be fair to us, we look like we looked at the end of the playoffs last year. We're in playoff form.
Really. We're in playoff form. Tired, just ready
losing games.
That's so true.
Right in form.
And look, it doesn't mean anything. There's been so many teams that have looked like this around Christmas and they either peaked too early or just ran into some bad luck. Let's be honest. The Warriors and Suns haven't ran into that bad of luck.
Dude,
but those teams are really good. And to get to that level, Denver doesn't just have to get healthy. They would have to get healthy and also click and get into that in short order. It's still possible. It's just the challenge. It's like the clouds have gone away and you see how tall the mountain is and you're like, oh wow, okay, that's a real tall mountain we got to climb here. That's what it looks like.
Another takeaway I had to piggyback off Dev's point: one big showing in a marquee game can totally change the perception of you still. Guys, guess who the best player in the league is again? It's Giannis. Yeah, he's the best player in the NBA.
It's so true.
Crazy how that could just happen in one game.
Can I tell you something though? Me watching it I'm with Dev, I'm watching this and I'm like, man, there's nobody better. He goes in that fourth quarter, they're down 13. It was 30 seconds they were tied that game, and it was all Giannis dunk, Giannis steal, dunk. It was wow, this guy's
blocks at the rim,
right?
He's diving for balls. I'm what is happening here? who plays with this type of energy? He's like
so awesome.
he's a 7
He's
foot
the best
Faku.
two-way player in
Yeah,
the NBA.
I know. There we go. The best two-way
Full
player.
stop.
Yeah, two-way player.
I'm going to tweet that out.
Oh my
So
God.
dumb. I do love Giannis too. Yeah, it sucks watching teams be happy and like.
I know.
God, it's terrible.
I feel the same way about people that got the presents they want.
Yeah,
I just don't feel.
totally.
I don't like when other people are happy. You know what I mean? Like,
You're one of those people.
yeah, like why
you
not
get
me?
the day off today?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Whenever I see somebody driving with a smile, I'm like,
It's like you're like, I want for Christmas. I want a new Tesla, and you get like an electric Ford Fusion. And you're like, it's the same thing. You're like,
Poverty.
your neighbor has the Tesla. That was a big example. Yeah. So here's my other takeaway I had was that when the Nuggets, Eric, this is actually your take. I'm stealing it from the group chat. When your team's down bad, you have to find joy in just other teams' failure. And honestly, happy as a clay, I'm watching that Lakers team get blown out. Like, I'm watching
That was a fun one.
That was a top 3 moment for me of just
Oh, it
like
was
watching
great.
LeBron be so irate every time down the court and be like,
there's that. But my actual take was that when your team is terrible, like the NBA is 1,000 times more annoying.
oh, it's so
Like the
annoying.
things that are annoying
Yeah.
about the NBA, you're like, you stupid idiot. Like
Yeah.
Chris Paul, like raking to get fouls. You're just like, who likes? What is this?
No, that's
sport?
a high basketball IQ player.
Oh, I will say
High
that.
IQ.
Watching Suns writers and stuff like lose their. Here's what I will say: Chris Paul has been sunned by Steph Curry's teams. Right? It's like it's transferred from where he went for the Clippers to the Rockets, and I'm telling you. That game was the watershed moment. He officially slid right back into place of the like little brother to Steph Curry. And
Yeah,
it was like
totally.
It was awesome. And then you got to see all the Suns like writers and fans or whatever slide right into Clippers, Rockets, like small market energy. Like, oh, the stupid, we're just as good as the Warriors. It was awesome. It was awesome.
You're like, you idiots, as we wear our fraud city shirts.
Totally.
It's exactly what we would
Not
do.
even, but I'm saying it wasn't even that. It's just the like
I know,
they're
it's the
so whiny and annoying. Not disrespect.
That's us.
Them realizing that they're not as good as the Warriors and like trying to
it's
try
us.
to feast that in. Real quickly here, guys. We didn't have to hang on this next topic for too long, but Michael Beasley is out there, and I don't know if you guys know this, but every 3 seconds a new person is born that can't guard Michael Beasley.
Babies can't guard Michael
Babies
Beasley.
can't guard him,
No.
and there's new babies all the time.
Stunner.
Michael Beasley's out there every now and then. We get a new video of him at that same Lifetime gym that they all play at. just
I
giving
hate that
buckets.
gym so much.
I hate that
man.
gym.
Every time I see that gym, I just throw my phone across the
It's the
room.
biggest fraudulent gym there is. There's no
Yeah,
3-point
the rims
line.
are like twice as big in that gym.
Carmelo Anthony has never missed a shot.
He's
Never,
lied.
not
Yeah.
one
Never
time.
The lighting is just perfect. They bring in stage lights.
But hey, the Nuggets are down bad, guys. Not like we're crushing it right now at the second unit. Dev, are you a Michael Beasley guy, and is there a role for him in this Nuggets roster?
Am I a Michael Beasley guy? Absolutely.
I knew you would be
Absolutely.
that
Like,
was
are
a
you
lot
kidding me?
for you to be a
What?
Michael
He is a
Beasley
bucket.
He's a hooper.
I like people that are buckets. and
Absolute
he is
hooper.
a bucket. And he's also so online. And like, how could you not like him? Like, really, I feel like he's always been in a bad situation. And if he came to the Denver Nuggets, he would
He's
be in a
played for
good
every team.
He was born with that
situation.
personality.
He just has to go to a team where the coach lets him be him.
Oh,
you
my
know,
God.
that's
In
all
the
he
second
needs.
unit, you could do that.
Yeah.
Michael Beasley,
Situation's everything.
he would 100% come to Denver and average 16 points a game and just be a negative 12 every single game. And it's like, what? What's happening?
Every single time.
Jamal Crawford also out there. If you had to pick between Jamal Crawford and
Jesus.
Michael Beasley.
Are there any other
I would
players?
take Jamal Crawford every day.
Really?
7 days a week.
we kidding?
365 a year.
I will say, so Michael Beasley's openly lobbying the like, how am I still not playing? What is wrong with the NBA teams? Jamal Crawford had a quote tweet of Slam was like, how is this guy not on a team? And he's like, it's cool, man. If they do or don't take me, I understand.
Yeah.
It was the weirdest tweet ever.
Yeah, but he really should be in the league. Like, really, he's been good. He came into the bubble like out
like
of nowhere.
42
and
years
he was
old?
good. He
He's
can
old.
score the basketball.
Joe Johnson's 40, yeah.
What the
So I
hell's
think
going
Jamal
on?
Crawford's over.
He really.
There's no young players. We can only take players that have been retired for 2, 3, 4 years.
The young players, they're not proven. Like they're just out there. You know, like they
Dev
really are
turns into
changing
full Michael
things.
Malone.
I do have to say, though, I felt like this storyline of the recently washed veterans getting back in the league, Lance Stevenson, Isaiah Thomas,
Joe Johnson.
Michael Beasley, Joe Johnson. I thought that was cute for like a week or
You're
two.
over it.
I'm totally over that
too.
storyline right now.
Me too. Well, we couldn't
I'm
get Kevin McHale
completely
or
over it,
Larry
man.
Bird.
I
He's
was
out
gonna-
there.
So I was going to throw you one. I keep adding one more player. So Beasley, Crawford,
Nick Young.
J.R. Smith.
Man, for what? He's a golfer. He's in college. He's a student golfer.
He can't take impermissible benefits. Would that jeopardize his college?
So you guys,
His NIL, his status. No, they're allowed
Would
to do
that
that now.
jeopardize his eligibility?
Oh, just
Is he
being
on
a professional
scholarship?
basketball player?
probably.
He probably pays for school.
He does.
So
Well,
did
I
he?
know he's on scholarship.
What?
Whatever.
He needs it.
No, can we just get? I don't want any of these players. Like,
Yeah.
there's.
I want the Nuggets. Their next call up to be somebody from the G League I've never heard
Me
of.
too.
I don't want that.
Davon Reed.
I heard of him, but Matt Ryan.
Ooh, Matt Ryan. One day, we're
no.
sharing the
Nick
notes here.
Stauskas.
One day at training camp, Michael Maloney always has his sheet of paper, and he had it. I can't share this.
Not that part.
I can't share that part. All right, Harrison's muzzling me. That was a great story, wasn't
No,
it?
you
Let's
can,
just tease
you,
it.
you,
Let's
can,
just
Oh,
you
boy.
can say that there was one player who Mike Mullins is excited about.
It was
That's
Matt
Matt
Ryan.
Ryan.
There was a cool story behind it, but Harrison has muzzled me. Let's throw it to Dev now. Let's make some money. Let's open up the
go.
DraftKings Sportsbook app
Let's do
and
this.
let's make some money. One way to make this game more fun is to bet on it. What do we got here, Dev? I
Where do we
already
get
got a
most fun
parlay
for them
lined
to
up when
win?
it's time to go to the parlay.
I'm glad we're going to get to that part. Well, the Nuggets come in as 3-point favorites, which I feel is wild. Like,
Why?
really.
Why?
Because it's 5 guys on one side, and then it's the MVP of the league and 4 guys. So I don't understand why you didn't put that into account.
Because Austin Rivers is starting.
Against his old team, isn't this
Yeah,
like
that's true.
Isn't this
Revenge
like a
game.
revenge
Ooh,
game for him?
actually,
He's
you know
also
what?
Austin Rivers has been playing well also.
Okay.
Like he hasn't been playing bad. And then who was he going to be going against? Trey
taking
Mann?
Austin Rivers?
So I mean you could bet for Trey Mann to score, but also
8.5
Austin Rivers will
points,
do-
Austin Rivers.
He's going to score.
Woo!
He's gonna score.
He's going to shoot.
He's going to shoot.
He's definitely going to
8.5.
shoot. Will
He's
he
gonna
score
get
is a
8.5.
different
I'm
story
taking it.
altogether.
He's
taking
knocking down threes.
I'm putting the unit
my
on
God.
it.
He's going to jab step to death.
Oh,
like
my
I already
God.
know it's going to happen. Eight points is going to happen.
To death. We're going to die. That's what's
That
going
would
to
be
happen.
rough. That would be a really rough one. Okay.
So then we get over to points. Jokic, we go straight there, 27.5. He's going against
It's a
Zubac.
lot, man.
Is he going to be aggressive?
Oh, my God.
Is he going to try?
Well, what's the game plan tonight? Like if you
I
have a
went
bunch
back
of
and
new
watched
players
that
in.
first quarter against Charlotte. That was such a weird first
Dude,
quarter.
he was so
weirdest.
weird, dude.
It was a
weirdest.
protest quarter, I really think.
Maybe. What is the protest?
You benched me in the fourth quarter 2 nights earlier or a night earlier.
But so was he just trying to be so good that he would be, or was he trying to be comically over aggressive to
Yes.
show? I don't know. I'm confused. I don't know.
Yeah.
You asked that as if like the answer to that was he's just trying to raise awareness about Ethiopia or something.
Well,
Like,
I am
what was
trying,
the protest?
but that's what we're discussing. Like, what message is being sent by Nikola Jokic?
it's like, oh, you want me to be aggressive and play better? Here you go.
shitty play?
Yeah, I'm just gonna shoot some terrible ones. I don't know.
right,
It
so-
did not look like Jokic out there. I
So
will say that.
one thing we are going to take, we see that DraftKings truly loves Will Barton. I'm going to go under 14 and a half
hater.
points. It's just way
such a
too high.
hater.
I haven't seen him do that in a very long time. But while I'm doing it, it's not just a straight dunk fest. While I think that his points are not going to be high, I think that he's going to get over 3.5 assists. I will take Will Barton's
Okay.
3.5
All right.
assists. I just don't think he's going to try to score. He looked really well when he was just blending in.
Yeah.
I might parlay that.
One thing that I have as my lock of the game,
Oh, lock time.
Wow.
the lockety lock.
The Drew lock.
They have Nikola Jokic at 12.5 rebounds.
Yeah.
12.5
I know.
against
It's-
that squad.
I think this
He
is
gets that
by
at the
quarter.
half,
I
and it's
know.
plus money. Like you might as well just throw that in there.
That's
12.5 is just gonna happen.
Yeah,
12
that's
and a
my
half
lock.
rebounds.
12.5 rebounds is
All
gonna
right.
happen.
Sounds good to me. I like that one.
And then the last one I like just to throw in there is Monte Morris. I like his points, rebounds, and assists at 19.5.
he was online the other day.
He's been online. He's
Yeah.
taking it serious. He knows he has to play better. I feel like he is going to play better. 19.5. Gotta lock it in.
Nice.
Wow, locking it in.
I like it.
I made a parlay. You guys want to hear it?
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
I'm not in love with it. You
Oh,
guys.
cool. Everybody at home, listen to this parlay
No,
Adam
get in
doesn't
on it
love.
Get in on it with me. That
You
way,
don't- wait,
it's
wait,
plus
wait.
500. It's plus 550.
You don't
so
even
get-
love your own goddamn parlay. What am I
There's
doing?
only one number I don't love here. All right, Jokic 25 plus points. I love that.
Love
It
that.
happens. Jokic 9.5 rebounds. Like, come on. You just said he's
Okay.
going to get over 12.5.
Yeah,
so
I like-
far, so good.
So far, so good.
Nuggets spread 3.5. I feel like you just said the line was it was disrespectful. They should win hopefully by a lot more than that.
Okay, all right.
Nuggets winning the first quarter. Look, again, this is a reset quarter. No.
Oh, doctor.
This is a reset quarter. You got to get back to feeling good about yourself. You got a bunch of dudes on the other side. They're going to be a little nervous because they're getting like their first minutes. And then here's the tough one.
Oh,
Monte
boy.
Morris, 2 3-pointers. 2 3-pointers.
You can mark him down for
Well,
one.
you can mark him down for one.
Just needs one
He
more.
was
You know what I'm
online
doing?
lamenting his bad game.
You know what
last
I'm
time.
doing? I'm splitting that.
Okay.
1 3-pointer for Monte Morris. 1 3-pointer for Facundo Campazzo.
All right, there you go. All right, well, we'll see. That's not a bad. I like it.
He'll probably get the minutes for that, I'm guessing.
Yeah, so there you go. All right, those are our bets for today, guys. We need a real. Oh, you guys bet with us. We need good vibes.
Yes.
We need really good vibes.
It's scientifically proven that the more people that take the same bet,
the better the vibes,
the higher the chances that the bet hits.
It's so true.
Scientifically proven.
Everyone knows that.
Everybody does know it. I'm just saying, let's get some good vibes. Send some good vibes out there. We got to get back in the winner's lounge.
Yep.
Hopefully it happens today.
do
We'll
it.
find out here in a couple hours.
See you in the winner's lounge.
See ya.